Nietzsche on becoming yourself. Stop living the life others expect. Have you ever woken up one day and realized that the life you're living doesn't actually feel like yours? Like you've been following a script someone else wrote. Parents, society, friends, culture. And somehow, in the process, your own voice got quieter and quieter until one day you could barely hear it at all. Nietzsche understood this feeling better than anyone. And long before therapy, self-help, or motivational videos existed, he asked the question we're all secretly terrified to face. Are you living your life or the life others expect of you? Today, I want to walk you through Nietzsche's roadmap. Not the misunderstood, edgy philosopher version, but the real, deeply human side of him. The Nietzsche who wanted one thing for you, to become who you truly are. And to get there, you're gonna have to break a few chains. The silent pressure that shapes us. Let's start with something hard to admit. Most people don't know who they are. Not really. They know their job title, they know their degree, they know who they're supposed to be. But who they really are beneath all that, that's where things get blurry. Nietzsche said most people live inside what he called the herd mentality. Not because they're weak or stupid, but because being in the herd feels safe. You get approval. You get acceptance. You get rules to follow so you never have to face the terror of freedom. But here's the painful truth. When you follow the herd long enough, you forget you were ever meant to be anything else. You forget you had your own instincts, your own imagination, your own path. Psychologists today call this self-abandonment. The moment you stop listening to your inner voice because the world's voice is louder. And if you're feeling lost today, anxious, empty, it might not be because something is wrong with you. It might be because you've been living as someone you're not.
Nietzsche's first warning: comparison is a cage. Nietzsche once said, "We are all unique, but we train ourselves to become copies." In the modern world, this hits harder than ever. Every time you compare yourself to someone online, their job, their body, their success, you are slowly killing your individuality. And here's the cruel irony. The more you try to be what others admire, the more invisible you become to yourself. We live in a culture obsessed with measuring everything. How successful you are by 30, how productive you are every day, how perfect your relationship looks online, how fast you climb the ladder. But Nietzsche would look at all this and say, you are not here to meet their standards. You are here to create your own. The moment you stop comparing yourself, the moment you stop performing, you begin the journey back home, back to yourself. The hardest step: breaking away from expectations. Nietzsche believed that every human life has two versions, the one you were given and the one you were meant to create. Most people never reach the second one because it requires something brutally difficult: disappointing others, saying no, being misunderstood, walking alone for a while, breaking an identity you've outgrown. That pain you feel when you're trying to change, that fear of judgment, that's not weakness. That's the birth of your actual self. And Nietzsche warned us, you cannot become yourself while trying to please everyone. If you've been feeling stuck, maybe the real problem isn't that you're not capable. Maybe it's that you're still carrying expectations that were never yours to hold. Nietzsche's most radical idea: self-creation. Here's where Nietzsche becomes revolutionary. He didn't just want you to find yourself. He thought that was too passive. He wanted you to create yourself. Not discover a fixed identity, but sculpt one. Not uncover who you are, but decide who you will become. He said every human should strive to be an artist of life, someone who shapes their character the way a sculptor shapes stone. That means you choose your values. You choose your purpose. You choose the meaning of your life. You choose who you want to be, even if the world disagrees. Think how powerful that is. Your identity is not destiny. Your past is not a prison. Your future is not written. You are the writer, and the pen has always been in your hand. Why this feels so hard today? You'd think modern life makes self-creation easier. We have more freedom than ever before, more choices, more opportunities, and yet we're more anxious and lost than any generation before us. Why? Because with infinite possibilities comes infinite doubt. What if I choose wrong? What if I disappoint people? What if I fail? What if I change and lose everything? Nietzsche understood this fear. He called it the dizziness of freedom. When you finally step away from the herd, the world becomes both terrifying and exciting at the same time. That's the price of becoming yourself, but it's also the beginning of real freedom.
The person you're afraid to be is the person you need to become. Let me ask you something. Who would you be if no one was watching? If no one judged you? If no one had expectations? If your life belonged entirely to you? That person, the one you keep suppressing, that's your real self. Nietzsche believed every person has a deeper version of themselves buried under years of fear, pressure, conditioning, and noise. Your job isn't to live quietly. Your job is to break through. And the world might not like it at first, but that's okay. Greatness is always inconvenient to people who prefer comfort. A simple exercise Nietzsche would approve of. Tonight, sit alone with a journal and ask yourself 3 questions. What parts of my life feel like mine? What parts feel like they belong to others? Who is the person I know I could become if I had the courage? Write freely. Write honestly. Don't filter. This is how self-creation begins, with awareness, honesty, and courage. The world needs you, not a copy. Nietzsche believed that society does not benefit from conformity. It benefits from individuals who dare to be themselves. People who think differently. People who speak truthfully. People who create instead of imitate. People who follow their inner calling instead of external pressure. The world doesn't need another version of someone else. It needs the version of you that only you can become. So, if you've been living the life others expect, if you've been carrying dreams that aren't yours, if you've been hiding your real identity to avoid judgment, this is your moment to step forward. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Because Nietzsche wasn't trying to intimidate you with his philosophy. He was trying to liberate you. And maybe, just maybe, it's time to stop living as the world's version of you and start becoming the version you were meant to create. If you felt something during this video, if it stirred something inside you, consider subscribing. This channel is where we explore philosophy, psychology, and the art of becoming yourself in a world that constantly tries to shape you. Thanks for being here. And remember, your life is yours. Make it something only you could have lived.